Hi, just wanted to record. This is my YouTube channel. Yeah, hi. I don't have many videos on here, but I wanted to show you something really cool. As you know, I'm a huge Loki fan. I probably haven't posted any videos about it yet, but I'd like to. But I'm already working on my Loki costume, and I think I should show you. And it has been at least... I made it a really long time ago. Ugh. Sorry for the poor everything. Anyways, I wanted to show you my Loki costume because it has been months in the making. Oof. I made this about a year ago, but I never actually got around to finish it because there's been a lot of situations. Here's the secret. This is from the thrift shop. I shit you not. Sorry for the language. These are actual headbands that I found at the dollar store, and they're not glued on here. This is actually just one piece. The sides here are the glued on. So it's the same thing with these two. The design was by Stencil. God, I hate the light. There's also this, the same type. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's about 8 headbands. You won't believe this. This is actually made out of belt. I had to get a hole puncher, and then I had to turn around, and I had to lace inside so that way these two leather parts would stick together, because if I didn't do it, then both of these parts would come apart like that. Then I had to sew them on. This part is a secondary part. It's also, guess what, from the thrift store. These little Celtic buttons right here are from a store called Michael's, and they usually have buttons on sale. It's really great. And so that's just the costume part. The armor is where it gets fun. I used stencil and I used a very, very sharp knife. You gotta print it out. Look up Celtic stencils on Google in images. Then you can print it out and use a very, very sharp knife or a very, very sharp pair of scissors and cut it out. Then I had to tape them on, and I spray painted it like this. And then I decided to take an outlining marker and outline that to make sure that it stood out a little bit. You can get silver markers from Walmart. I did the same thing with these, except they're slightly larger. These are actually shoulder pads for the cape, the Loki's cape, believe it or not. See? I still have to sew the bottom because I don't want that to unravel. So, oh, and here's the best part. Da, 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 da. Paper mache. Yep. What you have to do in order to get this correct is that if you go to any local Michael store, any large workcraft store, I'm not talking about Walmart or anything. I'm talking about a serious workshop. Like, you could say Michael's or Joann's or a fabric store. They will have these, not specific these, but styrofoam heads, and they're most likely going to be anybody's size. Now, here's what you do. You get a lot of newspaper, and you get a big bucket, or any kind of bucket, and paper and glue, and of course you know how mache works. Forming it is the hard part. Here's how you form the horns. You get a styrofoam heart, and just like this, you cut it right down the middle. There you got your horns. Then you get a coat hanger, and you have to put it in the styrofoam head, and then you have to put the styrofoam horns on top of the coat hanger to make sure that the horns stay still. That way you can form the paper mache around the entire head. Of course, it's not going to look exactly how you want it at first, but as soon as the paper mache is done, then you can cut it and dry it. Afterwards, it's a lot of tests. So after that, you need to get some sort of glazed paint. That way it'll make this extremely hard. Like that. You could throw this down a 10-story building and it wouldn't break. After that, you need to start painting and make sure it dries. What I did is that I went over this with several coats, so that way when I put it on, it'll look like this. See, perfectly formed like that. Of course, unlike the new Avengers movies, the horns don't go completely out and around. These are more up like Thor's Avengers movies, but it's close enough. Basically, that's what you really need to do. If your head is slightly larger, and I compliment people on this because if their head is large, that means they're very, very smart. That means you need to put a cloth on the styrofoam head. It may just be a little bit of a difference, but trust me, it'll help. Then put a bag over the head, and this is all before you put the styrofoam on, or the paper mache, so that way you can mold it. So that way when the paper mache dries, you can take it off without ease, and the paper mache, that which has dried, will not stick to the styrofoam head. This is a lot more complicated than it sounds, but if you're determined, you can get it done. What I did, strangely enough, was that I actually duct taped this afterwards, after everything was done, because the paper mache was starting to fall apart. So I figured that golden duct tape would help a lot. Apparently, this aspect skins and everything. It did turn out a lot longer than I thought, because I thought it was going to last a year, but the duct tape actually helped it last a lot longer. Anyways, these are also from Walmart. They are children's soccer shins, okay? Seriously. Yeah, they are. They just strap on. Same thing with the other ones, like these. These go on top like this, and these other ones go on the other arm like this. These are also adult shins, okay? They're for soccer, which is actually really, really stupid, but it worked. For the shoulder pads of the cape, these are roller skate pads, believe it or not. They are. They go on your knees for roller skates. Seriously, what you have to do if you want to make these more durable, and I probably still need to do this, is that if you get it to look like this, if you want it to be more comfortable, you can also go back to Walmart and you can get something called, you can look for this in the sports area. There are these cushion sticker things that you can put inside a helmet to cushion the helmet a little bit more. You can put them on the other side of these right here to help the support on your shoulders. That's probably what I need to do. But anyhow, that's how you make your average Loki costume. And I hope and wish you guys luck on making your costumes. And don't forget, even though it's hard, if you're determined, you'll get there. Trust me, it's worth it, because for all you know, your costume could look somewhat like this. So, good luck, work hard, and don't give up.